Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jay. Yeah, I wanted to report a little bit of sad news that I found yesterday. I haven't really been searching the wrestling websites as of late because of all this um, electoral coverage. So really missed out on this news. But it's the death of, and plus I had a family tragedy in my own personal life. But the news of the death of wrestler Tracy Smothers. Now, I say this a lot. When a lot of territorial wrestlers pass away, I didn't grow up with them. I didn't grow up watching Tracy Smothers, his work. I grew up on the WWE, and Tracy was only in the WWE for a short period of time in 1995, where he wrestled as Freddie under the name of Freddie Joe Floyd. But what I do remember Tracy Smothers from is his time in ECW in the late 90s when he was part of the full blooded, their version, the original version of the full blooded Italians with JC Smith and Little Guido. Now, why was this so funny? Because Tracy Smothers is a man from Nashville, from Tennessee. He started off in the USWA in Jared and Jerry Lawler's territory, and he's being built as an Italian. Now, that was the hilarious part, and they would say certain things like he's from Southern Italy, you know, an Italian in this faction. So that's what I remember from Tracy Smothers' career. Other things that are notable, I see a lot of people talking about that you guys should check out is the match from Great American Bash 1990, in which himself and Steve Armstrong, they were a tag team in the 80s in the NWA, and Wild Eyed Southern Boys. You know, obviously today, um, a tag team like the Wild Eyed Southern Boys wouldn't wouldn't be popular because they came out dressed in Confederate Army outfits and they wore Confederate flags on their tights. They'd be canceled immediately. But back in the day, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s in professional wrestling, it was quite common to see Southern wrestlers with Confederate Confederate rebel flags on their tights. For example, uh, Fabulous Freebird. So these guys' gimmicks was Wild Eyed Southern Boys. Another thing to check out from that period, which is a total 180 of that gimmick, was when he joined the Smoky Mountain Wrestling version of the Nation of Domination, which had the Gangsters and D'Lo Brown in it. Now, he had this guy who used to go around rocking a Confederate flag, going around dressing like he was Robert E. Lee or JT or JP um, Beauregard or Stonewall Jackson, one of the Confederate soldiers from back in the Civil War era. Now he's joining a militant black faction that was modeled after the Nation of Islam, and he changed his name to Shaquille Ali. you know, so most of the stuff he did was comedy stuff, but he was a hell of a worker. He was one of those guys that I would look at and I would associate with Southern wrestling, kind of like Bobby Eaton, kind of like Both members of the Midnight Express, Stan Lane, the Rock and Roll Express, especially with tag teams. Steve Kern is another one. Southern professional wrestling, not really WWE style, because like I said, when they brought him into WWE, it was in the mid '90s when they were given all these stupid gimmicks like the Goon, like Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, like Aldo Montoya, like Duke the Dumpster Tracy, the really cheesy, shitty new generation from 1994 to 1996 type gimmicks, and he was in the WWF in 1995. And when when he came to ECW, they made fun of him. They said Freddie Joe Floyd, Freddie Joe, Freddie Joe, Freddie Joe. So it's been a crazy year for um, alumnus of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Earlier this year, the on-screen commissioner of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Billet Bob Armstrong, passed away, and now Tracy Smothers. I think he also teamed with the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, which again is another guy. Uh, he was Hopper in the WWF in the mid '90s. So rest in peace to Tracy Smothers. Um, he was a hell of a worker. He was, like I said, that real Southern style of wrestling. And check out that match from Jim Crockett Promotions. I mean, not excuse me, WCW in 1990. Peace, guys.